He was the first person in Kentucky history elected lieutenant governor, governor, and U.S. senator. We'll take a look back at Wendell Ford's life and legacy.
Cloudy, cold conditions across the area. Now we're tracking the potential for winter weather into your Friday and Friday nights.
A state lawmaker accused of driving under the influence wants his charges dropped. How he's using a law from the 1800s to try to get his DUI dismissed.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
Good afternoon. I'm Jennifer. Bluegrass and snow could be returning as well. The warmer air and sunshine are gone, replaced by temperatures in the upper 30s. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking a cold and cloudy afternoon. You're looking at Morehead State University's campus there. Chris, your alma mater.
Yeah, know a little something about that. And cloudy, cold conditions there. That is exactly the same scene that is playing out here in Lexington as of now, and it almost feels like snow in the air. You can sometimes feel when you're heading toward a winter weather maker. At least the atmosphere has that feel about it this afternoon. A little look outside of Hamburg Pavilion in Lexington with cloudy skies. Temperatures pretty much holding steady at around 37 degrees all day long. Gusty winds, not too bad today. Feeling, though, closer to the freezing mark as of right now. Live First Alert Defender, I've put the clouds into the mix and thrown the temperatures on there. Most of central and eastern Kentucky, indeed, seeing those readings into the upper 30s. Here's a broader view. Clouds, yeah, they're going to be socked in for the better part of the overnight and really over the next couple of days. But instead of tracking clouds in from northwest to southeast, we're watching what's going on across parts of Texas and Louisiana. That is a storm system that is gathering steam, has a healthy supply of moisture with it. It is slowly going to work its way towards central and eastern Kentucky. And your early weekend potential for some accumulating snows from Friday night into Saturday morning. Jennifer, that's when temperatures will be very close to 32 degrees, but still, I think sticking snows will become likely tomorrow night. And just in a little bit, about 10 minutes or so with the full forecast, I've got the first call for snowfall.
Thank you, Chris. This afternoon, a Kentucky political icon is being remembered. Former U.S. Senator and Kentucky Governor and Lieutenant Governor Wendell Ford. Ford died early this morning at the age of 90. He had been undergoing chemotherapy for lung cancer in his hometown of Owensboro. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is at the state capitol in Frankfort with reaction. It's our top story at 4.
Wendell Ford was known as a political icon in Kentucky, but those who knew him best said that his best strength was putting the people of Kentucky first. Ford went from lieutenant governor to governor, and then in 1974 he was elected to the U.S. Senate, where he served until he retired in 1999. Last year he was diagnosed with a malignancy in his lung, and he passed away today at the age of 90. U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell spoke about Ford on the Senate floor in Washington this morning.
Wendell Ford first came to the Senate in the 1970s, calling himself just a dumb country boy with dirt between his toes. But over a distinguished two-decade career, this workhorse of the Senate would prove he was anything but.
And our email server has been flooded with many people, a who's who of Democrats and Republicans all across Kentucky, giving well wishes to Ford's family, as well as offering their deepest condolences and stating what Ford meant to them. Much more on how he's being remembered at 5 and 6 o'clock. But for now, in Frankfort, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
For more on Wendell Ford's legacy and to see those comments from lawmakers, you can go to WKYT.com. Here's a look at other top stories at 4. A state senator wants a judge to dismiss the DUI case against him, and he's using a law from the 1800s as the reason why. Kentucky State Police arrested Brandon Smith in Frankfort earlier this month. They say Smith was speeding and smelled of alcohol. The Republican senator from Hazard now wants his case dropped based on part of the state constitution, saying state lawmakers cannot be arrested for misdemeanors while they're going to and from the legislative session. Smith's arraignment was postponed today so the judge and prosecutor can review the motion. We'll take a closer look at the law on WKYT News at 4:30. It's expected to take weeks to repair all the apartments damaged in an early morning fire in central Kentucky. The property manager of the complex on Edgewood Drive in Nicholasville says several families, including 7 children, are without a place to live. One of the residents says he and his family got out because his daughter noticed smoke coming into her bedroom. He says he was impressed firefighters were able to keep the flames from spreading into his apartment.
They work pretty quickly. So, you know, if it wasn't for them, man, all of us probably been dead right now.
We'll have the latest on the search for what caused the fire on WKYT News at 4:30. The wait is finally over for shoppers. The redesigned Kroger near UK's campus and downtown Lexington is open. UK basketball coach John Calipari cut the blue ribbon at 8 this morning, along with the UK band and cheerleaders. The new $22 million Kroger on Euclid Avenue is nearly 3 times as large as the one torn down last March. It has unique features, including rooftop parking. Kroger says the new store has created more than 100 new jobs. Our reporters are working on a number of other stories for WKYT News starting at 4:30. Amber Philpott joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Amber.
Good afternoon to you, Jennifer. We have just learned some new information about a crash in Lexington this morning. A driver lost control of his car and slammed into the corner of an apartment building. It happened just after 10 at the Mount Tabor Apartments near Alumni Drive and Yellowstone Parkway. Lexington police just told us the driver has been charged with DUI. Investigators believe 33-year-old Jeffrey Lodge was high on drugs when he overdosed, causing him to crash. We talked with a woman who lives on the top floor who says she rushed to get help for the driver. She was home when that crash happened, but she is grateful that her downstairs neighbors were not. You'll hear from her coming up on WKYT News at 5. Republican James Comer officially filing for governor this morning. The first-term agriculture commissioner has been raising money since September, along with running mate State Senator Chris McDaniel from Northern Kentucky. Today marks the official start of his 2015 campaign. You'll hear from Comer coming up on WKYT News at 5. And a 4-year-old dapple gray stallion had to be rescued from a pool in central Kentucky. Somehow that horse fell into the freezing water about 7:30 this morning in Woodford County. It took several emergency agencies to help get that horse out of the pool, including Animal Control, the Woodford County Fire Department, the Anderson County Fire Department, and Large Animal Rescue. We'll have more on that rescue, including how long it took, coming up for you on WKYT News at 6. That is a look at just some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Amber. Now to stories making headlines across the nation at 4. For the first time, New England Patriots coach Bill Belichick is talking publicly about accusations that his team deliberately underinflated footballs in their playoff win over the Indianapolis Colts. Omar Villafranca has the coach's comments on the controversy.
New England Patriots head coach Bill Belichick denied that he had anything to do with the controversy now known as Deflategate.
I was shocked to learn of the news reports about the footballs.
Speaking to a room of reporters in Foxborough, Massachusetts, the coach repeatedly said he has no explanation for what happened.
I've never touched a game ball. That's not something that I have any familiarity with.
And Belichick repeated the same response to reporters' questions.
I've told you everything I know. Told you everything I know. I've told him everything I know.
The NFL is investigating reports that the Patriots deflated 11 of the 12 balls the team used in its AFC Championship win over the Colts. Some say deflating the balls make them easier to throw and catch. But the Seattle Seahawks, who will play the Patriots in Super Bowl 49, say Deflategate won't have any effect on them.
Nobody's going to get suspended. Nothing's going to happen. They're going to play this game.
Belichick and the Patriots have a history of breaking the rules. In 2007, they videotaped the New York Jets sideline hand signals. The team was heavily fined and lost a first-round draft pick in the incident that became known as Spygate. Belichick says he and the Patriots are cooperating fully with the NFL's latest investigation. Omar Villafranca, CBS News.
Patriots quarterback Tom Brady is expected to hold his own news conference in Foxborough, Massachusetts within the next half hour. Law enforcement officials say the FBI has completed its investigation into the August shooting death of Michael Brown at the hands of Ferguson police officer Darren Wilson. After interviewing more than 200 people and reviewing numerous tapes and cell phone videos, investigators have determined Wilson did not intentionally violate Brown's civil rights. Wilson was cleared of state charges by a Missouri grand jury back in November. The Justice Department could soon close its investigation as well.